for you. Okay. So
sorry, Camelia, can I
yes,
ask one question
please.
to Asel? Asel, what about the dates? If we will not send it on the data that we planned, so then
But
we
are
will.
you ready to send it? I mean, how can you send something that is not ready? Just because you said you would send it?
Jamila, may I just quickly jump in on the dates? Yes, we actually informed DC that by November 14th, we will send the document for peer review. But I think we need to send we need to send the final document. So today I can inform colleagues in DC that we need more time, one more week, I guess, to finalize it and to send it.
Because it's almost there. It would be a pity to send it now because they will give it back to you and you will still have to submit another one. So it's no point. And they were late so many times. So come on.
Yes, and I think maybe now we can preliminarily discuss how long it might take. As I know that Jamila Alin also please guide us how when you think it is possible to have the final document. So today we will discuss, and then you will rework all the recommendations, and then we also from our side, our team has started working on the chapters as you requested before. So next week, we are going to have a meeting with steering committee members. Preliminarily, it's going to be on Tuesday or on Friday. We will see on the availability of others. And then you will need to have time to also rework, right? Like maybe 2 more days. And then on Monday, we will send to Camelia, right? Alina, Jamila, what do you think?
Yes, we can work on the Camelia's comments till Monday. Yes, but then, as you said, yeah, we will have our meeting with steering committee, and it could be more effective if we include their comments to the documents that we want to send to Camelia, right?
So it means like if we have on Friday, like the worst option, right? So you have Saturday, Sunday, and the Monday. So we can send to Camelia on Monday. But I know, Camelia, you are traveling to Azerbaijan on November 22.
On 21st I'm traveling. So frankly speaking, we have only 1 week. This is it. And I have on Thursday I have a how-to session to conduct with Armenia. And probably, hopefully, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan will send me something. But
yes, Camila, sorry, as you said before, the comments of the steering committee members might be not so impactful. So it means that if Jamila and Alina finalize on Monday,
I think that we would stay with it. If the steering committee would make some changes, you make those changes. I don't mind. But what I want is that the document makes sense.
And so during the next week, we also will collect all the information from our side for the chapters. And if we send to you on Tuesday, November 22 for your review, to confirm and then send to DC.
Yeah, I think that that would make sense because, you know, once it goes, it passes from me.
Yes.
It will, the minute you send it to DC, it will be read by Barb, by Kim Betcher, and probably, not probably, but for sure, they will share it with Wage. So that moment, it is a public document. It has to be right. You cannot take it back and say it's half.
Yes.
See? So this is my point.
Yeah, totally agree. Yes, Jamila, you want to say something?
Yes, about Nargiza, I think right in WhatsApp chat that it were 2 options on date for steering committee, 15 and 18.
Yes.
What about 15 to make it early?
Yeah. Is it okay for you on Tuesday?
Yes.
So my suggestion, Jamila, maybe let's have on Tuesday, and if not everyone can join, it's okay. I think we will just inform them who can join.
Because
That's
they
okay, I think.
already see the main points of our recommendations, I guess. And the second question about the date of presentation. We already talk about the end of November. And
I think it's, yes, I think now it's not possible because if we send to Camellia on November 22nd, right? Or maybe by end of the
Not
week.
22nd, not 22nd. You send it to me next week.
Yes, we will do on
22nd,
Monday.
I'm in Azerbaijan.
Okay, so in that case, we have other option, Jamila. So on Monday, you finalize the document. On Tuesday, we have meeting with the steering committee members for their inputs. And on Thursday, we can send a rework document to Camellia. Is it possible or not? Or do you need more time?
No, it's
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because once I'm in Azerbaijan, I mean, this takes a lot of time. I don't have the time being there.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Camellia, is it okay if we send to you next Thursday? It's going to be November 17th.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully it will be fine because Thursday I have a meeting, a seminar with Armenia. But after I'll try to read it and then we get it back to you
Perfect.
Friday the latest.
Thank you. And for the presentation, Jamila, I think we will plan in the beginning of December, before the
You
regional
can,
conference.
Asel, you
yes.
can have the presentation even if this is not done, finalized.
Okay, okay.
Because this is a document. But once they agree with the priorities and recommendation, this is what matters. You have the executive summary and you use the executive summary. This is why we do it.
Yes, but we need more time for the preparation, blah, blah, blah.
Whatever works for you. I
Yes,
mean,
okay.
I'm not getting into your kitchen. Whatever
Yeah.
works for you. Okay,
Yeah,
ladies, let's see,
thanks.
because 20 minutes are out already from our thing. You know, if you want to keep this sort of table, which is a synopsis, it's a synopsis summary, as you said, of the recommendation. Instead of performer, as I said, these are implementers. Secondary, the coalition is a sort of supporter because this is a policy document and it's addressed to the government or to the private sector and the coalition itself, so we cannot address it to us. And that is also valid for the recommendation that you have. So the coalition has a recommendation for itself. If that's the case, that should be in the coalition strategy document or action plan, not necessarily here. So we cannot have in our policy document a recommendation to us because this is the document that we say was produced by the team and the steering committee, right? So this is what we say. This is why we go through it. So deadlines again, I discussed this with Asel. These are very close and you are setting up yourself for failures. This will not happen. And if you say this, and if they don't happen, that is failure. So either you say start in, or you give it more time. But you cannot do that because it's like you're going to the government and say, Ministry of Digital Development, by 2024, you have to do it. Well, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so make sure that you will see my comments. And by the way, look at this, my comment under number 6. Establish a coordinating body. Really, do you know what you're telling by this? This is the most dangerous recommendation ever. To have a ministry coordinate donors. This is very dangerous because you don't know when they will stop, what will happen, what will, from their perspective. And donors want to be independent, not to be coordinated. establish a coordinating body. I mean, that is weird to say the least. And honest to God, I think neither SIBE nor ABA Rolly or CERT or no one would believe it's a good idea. In my opinion, it's dangerous even to mention it. Based on what I know, because I've worked in countries, Azerbaijan being one, where the government has this control, and it's a nasty control. Look what is happening in Uzbekistan. This is,
Camelia, it was a recommendation about coordination group of donors to like peer review of work of each donors, to not repeat, maybe to not
I understand the need of, the need to align, but this is what you said, that the ministry will do this coordination. This is what you said.
when we meet with Ministry of Economy.
Of course they want that, but that's not right. That's anti-democratic. It's not the ministry to coordinate the donors. Donors come with their mandate that comes from their government, that comes from their donors. This is...
Camelia,
Please.
yes, I think I left my comment, but
ridiculous.
it was an idea that actually it is independent coordination donors group, but the coalition will help them just to be in line in the dialogue.
It's a different story, but you don't create a coordination body under ministry. You don't recommend that. It's against anything.
Yes, I think we will rephrase it. The change.
Please, I understand the need of alignment. I understand. But you have to keep in mind that there are limits to alignment, because it comes a donor from Germany with a donor from Italy, with a donor from US. Each of them has their own ideas of their own government. And so at the end of the day, they will overlap. This is reality. I'm not saying, of course, it's not right. Of course, it's not good, but this is happening and will always happen. We can try to have a sort of alignment, but don't give this coordination to the government. I wouldn't. Okay, and make sure that with these deadlines index next year, and your deadlines are very tomorrow. And this is this recommendation about UN. Again, I talked a little bit to Asal about it. I don't know how this works. Normally, it's not, coalitions don't tell donors what to consider launch, this is a document for the government, not for donors. Yeah. So please discuss it among yourselves.
Camelia, among yourself, okay.
Sorry?
About participation of donors. As you know, we have government program by Ministry of Economy, and we also have NPD, National Plan on Gender Equality, I guess. So there are some recommendations that maybe cover some of our barriers, and that's why then we can see the responsibility of government authorities. And here,
yeah, I mean, this is great.
Not duplicate this recommendation, not to repeat, but make some maybe new
you don't have, it's not when when what the coalition wants is also what the government wants, it's perfect. The coalition doesn't have to create new recommendations just because the government already, let's take an example. Let's say the government already promised to have a law on women on entrepreneurship. I'm just saying. And then the coalition say, we also want this law, but because the government already said they would do it, then we will not put it in our document. Now we should put it because the government may change their mind tomorrow. So by showing that whatever the government said they would do, also the coalition do, then the coalition would be a sort of watchdog and say, remember, we were aligned, we wanted the same goal, the same things. So where are you on that? How can we help in the advocacy? So it's not, this is perfect, because this will be one of the scopes of the coalition to make sure that these things happen. The commitment from the government that they are actually happening, because governments make so many promises, right?
Yes, but they have it in their national plan that just was signed like yesterday, and they just are going to make their work groups and etc.
This is, and then the coalition wants to be in that work group, because this is how this will be part of the advocacy. Now, going back to this, I'm not
so no international organizations or donors in NWBA, right?
I never saw that before, ever.
Maybe we can address this recommendation to Ministry of Labor that it about gender, that can communicate with UN Women and to launch this.
That would be better. That would be, that's a nice spin. Yes, that will be, that is, yes, smart idea. Now let's move a little bit. My suggestion is that you use subtitles. Titles and subtitles. Your document is very much like a flow. You have to break it with titles and subtitles. Why? Because it's a long document, it's technical, and it becomes difficult to read, and you're losing. So please make sure that you have titles and subtitles. Okay, Russian here doesn't matter. Yeah. I will not stay at each and every comment, because these are normal comments. You can, you know, appendix, full list in the, make sure that if you add an appendix 1, 2, 3, because you will have several. So make sure that when you include appendixes, they are with numbers. Okay. Are you sure? I mean, is this correct? 71% of the workforce in Kyrgyzstan works in informal economy?
Yes, that's the real situation we have in our country.
It's
Oh my
not
God.
only for women, but for both.
Yeah.
For
It's
the-
all,
yes.
all work.
Informal, yes.
Yes.
They don't have labor contracts.
It's from National Statistic Committee.
Yeah, but please, here, it's according,
yes,
that's
National
not a
Statistic
citation. That's not a citation. Put it right, because no, you know, for people like me, when we see this kind of numbers, it's hard to believe. So then you say according, but you know, you have to give the exact source of information, a report or whatever.
It's not report, just only in statistics department on their website.
But statistics,
website, right? Okay.
yeah, make sure that this is credible.
Okay.
Okay. This is not by territory, of course, but that's, again, you will see that. And after something, you need a closing paragraph. Usually you don't finish something with a table. You need a conclusion, you need an ending paragraph. That is how usually it works. Okay, so these are your priorities. We start with developing the capacity of women entrepreneurs. This is priority 1. I would say, simply say priority 1, so that make it easy for the reader. You know, because make it easy. Then I also mentioned, I like these ideas that you have included quotes from the different reports, but, and this is how we need, these are quotes, right? So maybe you can say anonymous women entrepreneur from, I don't know which regions. Because the moment you put from the report, and me as a reader, if I see that, so where is the report? Can I read it? No, I can't, because this is not a public report. But if you just put this, then I want to see it, because this is somehow discussed with Ansel. How can you include this? Because I really like the idea of the text box, but what can we, how can we appropriate the citation? Anonymous women entrepreneurs from GAH region interviewed at something, because these are not public reports. Okay, I mean, I give you the explanation why that would not be a good idea to leave it like this. And plus, it's a citation from a woman entrepreneur said it. It's not the author of the consultative report who said it. Okay. This you will address by yourself. I mean, make the
sorry,
point.
may
Yeah.
I quick jump in? Yeah, and to check with you regarding the consultative meetings report. You know, when we conducted it, a lot of people were interested to see what it is, and especially our coalition members want to use it also. And we said, it was agreed that we will split it only after when we launch Women's National Business Agenda. So I was having an idea that maybe in the beginning of next year, when we have time, we can just make an executive summary of the report, brand it, design it, and publish it. So maybe
whatever works for you, it's fine.
It.
Maybe,
so it means they can link. No?
Yeah, yes, but to me, this will go out prior to that. And here is not from it. You have to show that this is something that was said by a woman entrepreneur. Right now, you show this is something that was said in a report. We don't know by whom, by the author, by whom. It's not, these are not quotes from women, because you're not telling me this. And these are quotes from women, not from the consultative report meeting. It's not, these are not written by Nur Sultan. This is what he recorded from them. So make it clear. Yeah.
Maybe when we will write on the beginning about the sources, like RNA and consultation meetings, then we can use it like a source, right?
Yeah, but make it, once again, I'm reading it. It has 20 pages and it will probably have 40. I'm getting tired. Why don't you want to make it easy for me so that I understand? This is something that was said by a woman in Kyrgyzstan, which is not, because you're not telling me this.
Okay.
Even if you put in the methodology, if I read this, I can appropriate this quotation to a text in the consultative report, because this is what you're telling me. It's only that I know that this was said by a woman, but others wouldn't. Think from a reader's perspective.
Yes, I think
Okay.
maybe Jamila, we can say, for example, this quote was from a women entrepreneur from Narin Oblast or
Exactly.
Batken
Yes,
Oblast,
yes,
right?
yes. There is
Exactly. Anonymous women entrepreneur in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
oblast. Oh, well, this is perfect. You don't have to give her name. So then I see, it's a woman from perfect.
Mhm.
Because for me, then it is, you show me the grassroots. But that is a report. It's a citation from a report. Fine. We do a report based on another report. Okay, so that you can address by yourself. Business meetings, it is, again. So once again, have more titles, not barriers. It's like, because we started, this is a priority, right? Then you can, okay, barriers, you have the barriers, and then recommendations. And you have here 3 recommendations to different entities. Then you had additional information on the recommendations. And then that, yeah, but no, sorry. But it's difficult to follow. Why don't you have recommendation, you do it, and then you have that additionally, I mean, finish one what is the recommendation, to whom, and give the information, and then go to the next recommendation. Because look, you gave me 3 recommendations, and then you put all the information about all of them here. One. I'm totally lost in this 1, 2, 3. Recommendation 1. Design a platform. To whom? And then give this information, give this substantiation. How this, recommendation 2. Open whatever. To whom? Ministry of Economy or something. And then present the information. Because you get confused. Look. Here it's like a flow, it's a lava. From number 2, you pass to a different recommendation, but I forgot what was number 1. Because it's 1 here with this. This is a platform. I did it several times because I was totally lost. And then you go to adult centers. It's confused. It helped me as a reader. And this is an association of what is it? Because it's not clear. By the way, have you discussed with them? Do they want to do it? Otherwise, you're telling them, okay. And
Yes, we discussed with
okay, now
the
I have a problem with this. Honest to God, it is like this platform cannot do anything. This is impossible.
Yes, agree.
Thank you.
In this
Out.
work, can I add some information? We want to suggest in this NWBA to make this platform not now, in long term, and maybe now to do some activities that can be like proof for making this platform. For example, to make one course on financial stability.
These are details, not whatever. What you're writing, by the way, may I remind you that you said the platform should be ready next year or 24? This is what you said on the summary. It was you who said it, not me. And now you're telling me that it's a long term?
Yes, because we change our mind about after your
Okay,
comment.
thank you very much. Now, please change your mind about that as well. Because it's impossible and no platform can do that unless you have zillion people, good people to do that. The platform can serve for sharing experience, solving problems. Which platform on this earth solve problems? As well as funding, finding new opportunities. It is also a mechanism. Come on, it's like a rocket science. It's, what does it, it's impossible. It's unrealistic. Too good to be true. And plus, even if you would have the resources and even if you would have the people to operate it and do everything that you say here, you have to have the market, the woman, to use the platform. And usually they don't, in my experience. And turns get involved in the development. Now, make sure that this is clear and make sure that people understand, which I didn't, who exactly is this adult education centers, who they belong to, you know, because it's
The
not clear to
information
me.
about adult center. It is NGO, but we talked about them. They're not. They agree that the local government should give money for education, for internship, and
Okay, but
Mhm.
you know this because you are from Kyrgyzstan and you are close to all this, but the readers don't. And maybe not even the women in Kyrgyzstan don't. So in your agenda, it has to be
we'll
clear.
explain. Yes.
Yeah, who are these adult education centers? What are you talking about?
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
Okay, because we don't know. Okay. So you here, I don't know. It was not clear to me, the text. This textbook, I don't understand why we are having it. What is the value in this document? What does it bring us in this document, not in general? So they have requesting, they established. So what? What is the point? What is your point? Why do you say that? You present this to make a point. What is that point? And
The point is
then
that they needs are in these skills.
okay, say
literacy,
it because
etc.
I don't see it. It's you then it's a lot of implicit. No, say it. What's your point? It's not enough. It's not good. It's I don't know. Then 3. What is 3? I got to 3 and I said, what means 3? Then I had to go up and understand that 3 probably is this. You don't help me with this 1, 2, 3 subtitles. What is 3? Take recommendation by recommendation, stay with one, move to the other, not announce 3. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, and what is a concept for creation? What is the honest to God? I don't understand. What is the concept for the creation? And probably you know, I don't. Probably it is a document from the government, but if I'm the reader, I don't understand. I don't. Because this is what number 3, which connects to nothing to me because you lost me so far, is this. Everything makes sense, but you all need to have subtitles also. If you would have subtitles, you would help me a lot. This is priority number 2. Write it here, priority number 2. And this is, you need a verb here, please. I didn't check English. I'm not a native speaker, but lack of support from women. Is it, there is lack of what? Lack of support for women politicians from other women. You need a verb, something, you know. Authors. Unfinished sentence, you will finish it. No barriers. And again, so what are the recommendations? We have text. We need clear, have a recommendation in a title or 2 lines and then explain it. Because to me, you know, if you're looking this one, what exactly is the recommendation? We have the PPD and we had amending legislation. Make sure that that's clear. Again, subtitles. It's too bricky. And recommendation. The coalition. We recommend ourselves in this Women National Business Agenda. Why not in the coalition work plan or action plan? And I mean, you can, I don't know what I said, but it can be maybe a pilot project or something. But the recommendation is for the coalition to develop the index. Once again,
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
I mean, if you want the index and if you want to include it here, say that in cooperation, in partnership with the Ministry of whatever, develop the index. So they would also fund it, or they would give you access, or the coalition, to the statistics. I don't know. But
Okay.
You know, a recommendation to the coalition in this document. Because that doesn't belong here. To initiate research so who should initiate research? Who should do the research? And try to use active voice in English, not to NBKR research should do that. But who is this?
It is a research center under the National Bank of Kyrgyz Republic, right, Alina?
Right.
So this is your recommendation not to the coalition, but it is under coalition.
No, coalition who initiate, but realization by National Bank Research Center.
How can you understand that? Coalition, 2 points. To initiate research by the... Why would I think that would be the case?
Because they have the committee, expert committee.
No, I'm telling you that this is not clear. This is what I'm saying. The way you phrase it, it's not clear.
Sorry, can you clarify? Because coalition couldn't initiate research, or what?
What do you mean by coalition can initiate research?
They suggest to this committee of research center under the National Bank to make research about this. Because
so they suggest, not initiate. To initiate means it is a suggestion. They request. To initiate means to work, to start working. They don't start working. They ask the committee, the research center, to do the job, right? This is what, you know, and it's not the coalition, all the document, it's a coalition document. Why only this one? All this, the previous recommendations come from the coalition, not only this one. So there's no need for that.
Because they National Bank Center, Research Center, they couldn't do it themselves. They have their own topics, but not on women entrepreneurship.
So why don't you say that the coalition and the recommendation, the National Bank Research Center built a partnership with a coalition to create a pilot project to build to do a research. This is what you are proposing, in fact. A sort of partnership between the Central Bank Research Center and the coalition to produce this. Say it. But to initiate research by this and that, by the coalition, it's not.
Yeah, we need to change the way how we are suggesting these recommendations from on the policy point, right?
Yes, and active voice, not passive voice. Active voice, who does it? And in here, it's not it's all the document belongs to the coalition. So you develop or design, create a partnership between the coalition and the research to, I don't know, something.
Can I add? We thought that if we left the coalition as the secondary performers, it could be the opportunity for coalition. If they want, they can realize some of this recommendation.
The minute you said primary performance and secondary performance, these are titles that only few people understand. This is not the implementer of the national business agenda. More or less are the policymakers, which are different government authorities. The coalition is not a performer and can be a supporter, or can be an advocate, and can be something, or they can, in certain cases, create a partnership. But I wouldn't put it main and secondary. That was a little bit strange to me, just honestly. Once again, you are the author of this document, but in essence, this document is created based on the feedback, everything from the coalition. So this is a coalition document, and they should have ownership, and it's theirs. So it's not like
so we were working with a working group of the coalition, and when we discussed, they want to perform in some of these recommendations.
It's not about performing, because this is not a spectacle. We're not making a show. What perform? We say may perform. It's like show.
Alina talked about that one of our members of coalitions wants to do it Women Entrepreneurship Index. But Ministry of Economy have no opportunity to fund for doing this. And I see that according to your comment, we can write, for example, to do pilot index
I would do that. If there, yeah, I would do that, because otherwise, if she wanna do it, fine, do it. But then it doesn't belong to. This is a policy document. It's either for the government or the private sector, or if she wanna do it, she could find donors herself. But it doesn't belong here if it's not to these two targets. It can be in the coalition Oh, agenda. Fine, I don't mind. I mean, I couldn't, but I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm not saying it's a, but what stops her? Probably she doesn't have the money, she doesn't know how, and she doesn't have the data. So at the end of the day, she will, in my opinion, that will not happen. But that's only my opinion. She's not World Bank to do an index. You need a lot of, not only money, you need the methodology and you need the data or access to data. Who will give that? For free? I mean, think about how to rephrase that to make it sure it belongs here. Because if this is only something that can be done by the coalition, that should be included in the coalition action plan, not in the Women National Business Agenda. If you want to keep it here, give it a spin so that you create it, or they created like a pilot, like something. Let's go. Priority number 3. Recommendation. Again, to me, after each recommendation, make it clear and then put all the text. Have the recommendation, have the text that belongs to that recommendation, finish with it. Move to the second recommendation because it is confusing. You lost the reader. Yeah, as I said, I'm totally lost. Honest to God, I didn't know when you stopped something, when you started another. It was very hard to follow because you don't have subtitles. Recommendations. So this is sometimes other people, they present the problem and then they have the recommendation. So this is confusing now. This recommendation belongs to which one? Not only, but say what it is. And it's not recommendations, it is recommendation because it's only one. Have them. If you want to put them at the beginning, all of them, recommendation 1, 2, 3, 4, fine. But then take each of them, recommendation 1, title, what that is, and then the text, because otherwise it's very, very hard to, I mean, it was hard to follow. And this is your priority, your 4th priority, right? Say, because with so many 1, 2, 3, 1, totally lost. Barriers, recommendations. Okay. So this recommendation is addressed to whom? Read up. This is one phrase. It has almost 6 lines. This is one phrase. It's too long. And who should do, what is the recommendation? Who should do it?
I think we need to just spell it out. Minister of Economy and Commerce of the Kyrgyz Republic, right?
So what is the recommendation?
The idea was that coalition is preparing videos about the positive image of women entrepreneurship, and Ministry of Economy have the same action in their program, and they can give this channel to national channels.
Say it.
the time,
But-
and coalition can make videos for it.
Okay, so say it, because me, honest to God, I read this and what do I say? Recommendation, MEC, Ministry of Economy. And I looking what they should do, and then coalition, prepare. It's not, it doesn't, they don't match.